Okay, I am going to attempt to explain this. So here is the screen that I pretty much just refresh. It's the positive expected value bets. Now I have it set to 2%. I've already bet on this one, which is why I'm ignoring it. But we can use it as an example. So basically, different books offer different odds on everything. And so you're trying to find someone who posts an odd that is wrong, basically. And so the no vig odds, what this is, plus 183, minus 183, is the fair odds if the casino did not take a juice. And a juice is just the money they take to make a profit and to ensure that they don't lose money. Oh, here's a bet. Delaware State first half goal, first half points. Over 65 and a half. Alternate line, first half, total points, 65 and a half. Over is even. Is that what it's supposed to be? No. So you see I was too slow on that one. Over 65 and a half, first half points in this game. I'm only getting plus 100. If I got there a couple seconds earlier, I would have got plus 15. As you can see, the fair odds is plus 108. So if you're getting plus 15, there's that $7 difference, which happens half the time round. So you're making 3% profit on that if you do hit it. Here's a new one. Player points, player points Isaiah Hardenstein. Come on, player points. Isaiah Hardenstein under 8.5. How much does it want? $170. And that was plus 105. Yep. So I took it. So you see there, here's a good example. Under 8.5 is Isaiah Hardenstein under 8.5, and we got 3% for that. This one popped up. Delaware, East Carolina. Let's check that one again. Over 65 first half points. Over 65. I'm getting minus 122 here, so it still hasn't updated. Apparently, the plus 105 was actually a good deal because the books were moving away from it. So, I mean, you can't know that, but it would have been profitable. Now, what I do is I go and insert this into my thing here. So, how do you spell that guy's name? Hartenstein. Over, I think it was 11.5 points. 8.5. He's not that good. All right. And I put $200 on that, I believe. Let's check this one. $170. Okay. Plus 105. Bring this down. It'll show you the percentage. And then the book said 3.01. Now I'll explain what this is. Okay. So this is how I track my bets. First thing is the amount of money I'm betting. I bet $5,000. That sounds crazy, right? Well, let me explain to you why I don't think it's crazy. So here are the odds that I'm getting. Here's the implied probability of those odds. Actually, not the implied probability, just all it is maybe it is the implied probability. I think it's just converting this number into a percentage. But then this is the closing odds, non-vig, so with no juice taken out. So basically, if this number beats this number, which it doesn't here, this one I actually lost money on, but 80% of the time I'm beating, then it'll be a profitable bet in the long run. And so this is the probability at close. This is actually implied probability at close. And this percentage is the percentage I have to beat to make money, basically. All right, so here is the expected value when placed. That's what OddsJam is telling me. This is the real expected value with the closing line, which for me has been higher. I don't know if that always will be. But then basically we see our expected value and our real expected value. They're pretty similar, but around, this one's a little lower because some of these are empty because I don't have the actual closing line yet, but they're pretty similar numbers. So $290 is my expected value for the past 2 days, and I've hit pretty good. I've hit 63% of them. Let's turn this into a percent. And then my total returns is like 2,500, which is obviously really, really, really good. I've been extremely lucky. My average return per dollar bet has been 49%, which is insane. But as you can see, my expected return is only $300. So I'm only assuming, like, you have to look at it like I've only made $300 because the downswings are going to eat that 2K. Now, here's a couple more things to look at that I just did for fun. Implied probability at close, 47%. That basically means I have to win more than 47% to make profit. And if I do, my expected return for every dollar is about 5%. Now, well, I've actually been winning at about 63%, so I've been extremely lucky and returning about 40%. I don't know why these numbers are different, just different ways of calculating it, and one of them's wrong. I don't know which one. I think this one, because this is... Oh, no. This one is per bet, and this one's per dollar. So this one you can bet the same money multiple times, I think. And it doesn't count against it. And then this is just my average payout. So this times this equals this. Here is something I whipped up just to see like what it would look like over time, over 10,000 bets, if I only had a 2% expected value. And you can see different luck factors between 10 and 90%. So I'd fall somewhere between here. And in fact, my EV has been closer to 5%. So this 20,000 would be 50,000. So you can scale this up 2.5x. But I've only made, how many bets have I made? 92 bets. So that's a blimp on this graph. 92 bets is here. It's only been 2 days. I'm trying to get to 10,000 and then I'll have 50K on average. And what else can I show you here? Let's see. So basically I've been putting down bets for past since about 3, and my expected return is $88. So I mean that's pretty good hourly wage. But I mean sometimes it's not like that. Like if you look here from yesterday or 2 days ago, I guess it was yesterday at like 3 in the morning. There's not that many good odds being posted. You see here, most of it was between 1 and 2%. Kind of what I've been switching to is just only over 2% because there's more options. Like I don't need to take those, but in the middle of the night, they were all that was available. So for that 2 hours in the middle of the night, only $16. So you can see sometimes the hourly wage's only $8. Sometimes it's 80. But then your realized returns are going to have a variance of like 2,000 on a day. Like it could go either way. So you got to be able to ride the swings, but in the long run, it's just going up, baby. So hopefully that made sense. Let's see if there's any new bets. 2.7 Mavericks money line. See, this is for bet openly. Unfortunately, I already bet all the money I have on bet openly today, so I can't take that, even though I would like to. But what I can take is Eastern Michigan first quarter money line. So let's go here. Eastern Mich. Yep. Quarters. Money line 260. That's exactly what it was. And it wants me to put down $50. So what I'm going to do is just refresh it real quick, make sure it's still profitable. 260, yeah. That one, it looks a little, I'm not too sure, but basically the odds being plus 260 means it's less likely to happen, but it's still worth it. You just do a smaller bet. So that's why it's only 50. And it's also a smaller bet because the percentage is lower. So basically how you calculate how much money you wager is the expected value times the win percentage gives you the fraction of bankroll to wager if you're using a Kelly multiplier of 1. And some people recommend Kelly multiplier 0.5, some people use 2. I think 1 is fine for me. So that is that there. What the fuck was the bet called? Eastern Michigan first quarter money line. Put down $50. It's plus 260, and you just keep doing that. Something really cool though. I forgot about this one. This Marshall bet kind of explains the whole concept really well. Kind of. Now, yeah, kind of. Basically, I put $80 on Marshall at plus 405 because that was good odds at the time. It was a 4.2% EV play. But UTSA's quarterback, the team Marshall's playing, got hurt before the game. Odds dropped all the way to plus 232. Now that's, of course, lucky, out of my control, has nothing really to do with the strategy. But this is where I can illustrate my point. I had 52% EV on that play. You could assume that for every play. Sure. Now, on average, I'm making $40 on that bet because I'm getting 4 times my money every 30% of the time. But in reality, I lost $80. Does that mean it was a bad bet? No, it was a really, really, really good bet. But you're not going to win it. You're only going to win it 30% of the time. But 30% of the time, you win 4 times your money. So, if you do that infinite times, you have infinite money. And so that's kind of the strategy. Hopefully, that made sense. Anthony Davis, over 2.5 assists, $150. Let's get it. That shit's not on here. They already got rid of it. All right. Well, yeah, it's already gone, but I think over 2.5 assists. Yeah, that's not on here. All right. Well,